Okay, so we don't have a late payment. On this one, it's.
Nobody's logged on, so I'm a little bit nervous. So I've never done the registration thing.
Well, we're still 7 minutes.
Okay, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen with the shots or whatever.
Sorry, if you'll just share the screen, then I'll grab it and I'll have to.
Share it with you. Okay. How do I do that?
Those buttons to the right.
So I can share my screen, but
Yeah,
then if
take
I
a
click
little
right
down.
there.
Yeah, multiple participants can share simultaneous.
Okay.
Did you click that? Or
Yep.
why does it have to stop sharing?
Because I was sharing.
Okay, so that stops. Okay, hit that one more time. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, did you see that email that John sent out? That seems
James, just email. Everybody had to register, so they don't have to email me their license number. They just have to email the 4 words.
This is Riley's place, right?
Eden, can you hear me okay? Is my sound okay? You're on mute.
Yes, it's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can hear you good. Okay, everyone, thanks for coming. We're not gonna quite start yet. We're gonna kind of let people get in, but we love to have your video on if you feel like that you would like that. We'd like participation, so feel free to turn on your videos. If you don't have any background noise, feel free to leave yourself unmuted so that you can make comments. We love comments.
So how are you guys doing today, those that are on already? You got 2 thumbs up. Doug, what company do you work for?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Sorry, I had to find the unmute. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway.
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
There's a few agents with those guys. Are you with Bruce or are you with a different branch?
I'm actually up in Park City. So I'm with Kevin Larson.
Oh, very good. Hey,
Yeah,
Kent, it's good. Oh, sorry, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, I think we met, we did a CE class probably several years ago, but out at a Mexican restaurant in South Jordan.
Geckos, probably?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. They're the river, kind of the little river bottom there.
Yeah, we've done lots of classes there. They've actually closed that down due to COVID. They're like, we don't have enough staff. We can't do that room anymore. So
Yeah, unfortunately, we see that. I'm sitting right now next to a Starbucks with a big sign outside that said, no in-room dining due to lack of staff. You know, nobody can find employees. So
it's crazy. So my boy, he's 19. He worked at Arctic Circle, left there to go do a painting job, and they brought him back at $14 an hour. I mean, so it's kind of interesting. So
yeah, there's a big sign right now across over at Redstone in Park City for the Panda Express. If anyone needs a job, they're starting at $21 an hour.
What?
Yeah,
I believe it.
They have to compete with the government right now, right? Isn't that everybody keeps saying you can make more not working?
Well, my guess is they also can't find any Park City residents, so they need to encourage people to drive. You know,
Sure.
Yeah, have to pay these crazy amounts.
How's business up in Park City?
It's good. Probably just like everywhere else. It's just a lack of inventory. We're starting to build a little bit, but you know, as somebody who is actually on the search for a home myself, and I'm glad to use anybody as an agent here that's on this call. My wife and I are looking for a home, and we just can't find anything. When we do find anything, you know, we're suffering the same things that everybody else is. You know, just the prices. To give you an idea, in Jeremy Ranch, 18 months ago in Jeremy Ranch, you could easily find a home around that $1 million mark. And now to find anything in Jeremy Ranch, to accommodate a family, 1.7, 1.8 million dollars. So the prices have just gone crazy, just like everywhere else. But yeah, the inventory is still low, and you know, as we all know, rates are still great, and we getting buyers from
really-
all, you know.
Rates really are good. I was pricing, 5% down at 2.875 this morning, and I locked in an investment this morning at 3.5. 25% down, so that's a little bit lower than we've seen recently. So that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all this nonsense in Afghanistan is going to help rates for a little while, keep that uncertainty going. So,
Well, we were about one residential block from homes in Summit Park being very inexpensive. But, fortunately, the fire was shut down. So anyway, things are good. Real smoky up here today, but it's a great day.
yep. Hey, Kent, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just got through a bout of COVID,
Oh,
and I'd had my COVID shots
yep,
back in February and March,
yep.
and so I wasn't expecting to get COVID, but it turned out really no worse than a mild cold. I
Good.
still have a little bit of a huskiness in my voice, but yeah, so I feel grateful that I didn't have any, severe complications with it at all. And now I believe I'm even immunized stronger than I was before.
I would agree. No, that's
So-
awesome.
So bring it on.
Yeah. Kent, yeah, it's so good to have you. My neighbor got it. He's about 65. And I mean, it was so bad on him. He told me that like there was a couple days that, if there was a little red button he could have pushed to end it all, he would have just pushed that in a heartbeat. So it was so bad. So
Yeah, I never had that experience at all. But they say that, if you've been immunized, that if you get it, it's usually not as strong. That was my case too. I felt like, just had a cold, and that's about all. I didn't lose any taste or anything like that at all. And now today I'm coming out of my quarantine status, and so I'm ready to go again.
awesome. Perfect. Connie, it's good to have you. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. So good. And then we've got Colette on also. Colette, can you hear us okay? I didn't hear anything. Did anybody hear anything? Colette?
So she can hear us, but she's really soft.
Okay, sounds good. Eden, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Michelle happy birthday. She's on here and she said it's her birthday and she's spending it with us, so we should feel really special. Happy birthday, Michelle. We're excited to be here, excited to have James here. I know a number of you, and I appreciate your coming today. This is kind of a fun class. We like to tell people, and maybe you heard at the beginning, like turn on your video if you feel comfortable, unmute if you don't have any background noise, and participate, and let's make this a fun class. We did talk a little bit about how rates are. They're super good right now. If you have anybody, I wanted to just do a little plug for my builder. Goldcrest Homes is right now in Tooele. A lot of you, if you get my emails, have heard about them. They're right now, the next couple weekends, they have 4 homes that are ready to go in the mid 500s, finished basement, only in Tooele, but they're giving a $20,000 off the appraised value. So if you have anybody who is looking in that range, like I said, it's in Tooele, but sometimes it's worth the drive to just go see those houses because it's kind of amazing what they're doing in Tooele. So keep that in mind. If you're interested in that, I can send you a flyer and kind of let you know where they are in Tooele. But glad James is here today, and let's get started on working on our database. We all need a refresher, I think, sometimes to keep going and keep marketing and keep doing the things we need to do to be successful. So anybody want to kind of just let us know what your goals are and why you came to this class specifically about database.
Hey, Eden, I'll say I don't necessarily have a goal to share, but I kind of, my hope today was to see how everybody else was kind of managing it, to see if there are ways that I can improve, because I think that's probably my biggest flaw.
I think that's great. Yeah,
Please share.
learn from each other, right? Get ideas from each other. I think that's great.
Yeah, hi, this is Sharon. I want to be more organized.
We can't hear.
Oh, you can't?
No, it's like mumbled. I don't know why.
Sharon, if you want to go into the chat, we'd love to hear your comment. So. Okay, Eden, you ready for me to take away?
Well, I wanted to share this quote that's coming up. If you want to go to the next slide, just real quick, I changed it so that you had to register. So you don't have to send me an email with your name and your license number anymore. We're going to see how this works. It'll be a little bit less work for me clerically, but we do to give forwards throughout the class. That's required by the state to make sure people are listening. So just write those down and shoot me over an email with that. You should be able to see my email on the screen right now. And then I just wanted to share this quote. It's one of the people in our office gave this quote. We have kind of an SHM daily that we share with each other, kind of like Doug's saying, right? Learn from each other. And she gave this quote. Have you ever heard a crackhead say, I have no more money, I'm not going to smoke today? No, they always find a way. Are you going to let a crackhead out hustle you today? So kind of keep that in mind as we're going through this, right? We all have days where we kind of go, what should we do? We don't want to get on the phone and have people say mean things to us. I had that experience yesterday with just trying to market. This guy calls me on the phone. Are you sending me emails? And then he was super rude on the phone. So, you kind of just go pick yourself back up and say, I'm not going to let somebody like that affect me. So James, we're lucky to have James here. He has a lot of experience and he's kind of share some things with you guys.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Eden. Hey, good morning, everyone. We have some people here that you're muted. I can't see your video and that's fine, but I do ask questions and I like to get answers. I have no problem with silence. So if I ask a question, I will not move on until we at least have some discussion and topics on it. And if there's someone that hasn't responded for a little bit, I am more than happy to call them out and ask questions. So please, and besides that, state requires you to be participating and active, because I got to give 4 keywords and you've got to write those down. They're random keywords. The only way you're going to know them is you're going to have to hear them. And it's not us, it's the state. State requires that you provide those keywords to Eden for us to give you credit. And I'm okay if you miss one of them, but you've really got to have 3 of the 4 keywords to get credit for today's class. So very good. Okay, so we're here to talk about database and just really how people can grow their business, their marketing, and things that you can do to just be a little more effective and more efficient in this business. I've been training real estate professionals now for over 15 years. I've actually taught all across the Western United States. I've taught hundreds of people. And it's very fascinating to see the different people. And you've got your top 10%, they're going to make it no matter what. They've got that drive and ambition, and then they're just going to go figure it out. Okay. Then you've got that bottom 10% that, they're just in the wrong business. They need to go work in the government job, be told what to do, have a pension and all that other stuff. And then there's the rest of us, that 80% in between. And it's really what we decide to do with our time and our days and how we market. One of the things that I teach is what I call HVA and LVAs. Now, HVA stands for high value activities. LVA stands for low value activities. Also, as part of our time, we have time wasters and then we have preparation. Okay. This isn't in the slide, but I want to talk about this really quick. So again, write those down. HVA equals high value activity. LVA equals low value activity. Then you've got your preparation time, and then your time wasters. Everybody's day every minute of your day will fall within one of these 4 categories. Okay. Someone give me an example of a high value activity. So let me clarify. So high value activity means you're putting a little bit of time and resources, but you're getting huge returns back. Okay. Low value activities, you're still getting returns, but you're putting lots of time and effort into them, and you're getting low returns back. Okay. Then you've got your preparation, and then you've got your time wasters. Somebody unmute yourself. Give me an example. What would you say are high value activities? High value activities that take your business forward, that are the best use of your time.
Okay, James, can you hear me?
I can.
Can't hear. Yeah, I think high value is for people in the sales industry, which we are in.
Yep.
Is the time you're in front of a client when you're talking to somebody. And it'd be nice if you could talk to people all day long, but it takes preparation and time to get in front of people and preparation to get in front of people. So I think it's the time you're actually talking with clients is a high value area.
100%. Love it. Okay. Other thoughts?
We have some people who've
Oh, go ahead.
responded in the chat, prospecting and networking. Sorry, Doug.
No, it's fine. Mine is very much related. Mine is somewhat vague, but I think it's scheduling, just being consistent. So every single day, putting some time towards prospecting or working with clients, returning calls, those kinds of things.
I love it. Thank you. Eden, can you read some of those comments? Eden, you're muted.
Gosh. Prospecting, networking, cold calling.
Okay. Very good. Networking, I'm going to put in what category? HVA or LVA? Networking, absolutely going to be a?
He says HVA.
Absolutely. HVA. Okay, very good. High value activity. Cold calling is going to be what? Low value. Yep, you got it. That's a low value activity. Now why this is important to know is the multimillionaire, the billionaire, and the person living in poverty, everybody has the same amount of time every day. Okay. The top real estate professional that's selling over 100+ homes a year, and the one selling two homes per year, we all have the same amount of time. It's what we do with our time that makes all the difference. And then also, if you're spending your time in low value activities, or worse, preparation activities. Now, what do I mean when I say preparation activities? Someone that hasn't responded yet.
This is Michelle. So preparation to me is things like designing your business card and thinking about your next campaign and like all those little details.
Yep. Now, are preparation activities important and critical? The answer is absolutely yes. But the reason I bring this up is, again, having mentored and trained hundreds, if not thousands of people, I see people fall into this trap of preparation. They're always looking for the next idea. They're looking for the next brochure, the next update my Facebook, update my website, and working on this plan. And the next month we're working on a different plan. And we think we're doing good because we're preparing, but the reality is how much money do you make from preparation? Absolutely nothing. It's the preparation that leads into the high value activities. Okay. And then let's talk about time wasters, guys. Time wasters. Oh my gosh. Before I got into the real estate business, in the real estate business, I'm my own boss. I start when I want, I end what I want. Before that, I worked corporate. Okay. When I worked in the corporate setting, did my friends, my family call me up in the middle of the day and ask me to go help them with whatever? The answer is what?
Of course not.
Absolutely not. The problem is when you're self-employed like us, our family, our friends see us as expendable, right? And we can spend a lot of time getting pulled different directions. It's just too easy to do. So keep that in mind as we continue. And what I really want to focus on are how to maximize your time with HVA. How do you fill your days with HVA activities, high value activities? All right.
James, before you move on, can you just give us a little idea of how you mitigate that?
Okay.
So, if people are, if you're feeling pulled in all directions, how do you mitigate that? Sorry, I can't. I'm walking into a meeting, or I don't know. I'm just curious.
Okay, well, I love this. I was actually going to kind of talk more about this as we went, but let's go into this. Now, before I throw you my thoughts, I want to hear from some of you guys. Someone that hasn't responded yet. How do you mitigate? Okay, one of the things I teach is whirlwinds. Okay, everybody has whirlwinds. Everybody has things pulling them. You've got family, you've got health, church. I mean, it's just everybody's got things pulling them in every direction. Okay, tell me your thoughts, guys.
I don't personally do this, but I've heard time blocking is really good.
Yes. Okay, Cassie, we're going to actually even talk about this. I call it power hour. I also call it diarrhea time, but I'll tell you why before we end today on that. So I love it. Thank you. Somebody else.
Michelle mentioned turn off the alerts on your phone.
Okay. Yep.
So there are a lot of alerts that I get from Facebook or something like that, yeah, I don't necessarily need to know right then.
Yeah. Okay. I want to go into this now, and we're going to probably touch on some information we'll be touching a little bit later today, but this is so important. Okay. So first of all, you need to look at, you got to do two things. We call it our offense and we got to do our defense. So first of all, you've got to look at your day and know exactly what you need to put into it. Okay. And then you've also got to look at your day and say, hey, what are the things that are just sucking my time? Okay. And Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, said, sometimes it's more important what you say no to than what you say yes to. Now, I used to just think, hey, just fill my day up and make sure I'm just focusing on the good stuff, and it'll automatically weed out the bad. But now I really believe that you've got to have an active defense as well on things. Okay, so first of all, one of the biggest time wasters is social media. Now, social media is a double-edged sword. What do I mean by that, guys?
It's free marketing, but it also gets you sucked in.
You got it 100%. I mean, how many times have we been, I'm just going to pop on, I'm going to start liking, and we start watching videos, reading stuff, and we're 2 hours into it and we've accomplished nothing. Raise your hands high. Who's fell into that? Okay, very good. Okay. I mean, it's really, so I'm going to start with the things to watch out for, the whirlwinds. Okay, so you've got to put up an active defense against distractions. All right. Now, people coming into your office, okay, is that good, or are those distractions? What do you guys think? It's like social media. It can be both, right? Okay. And there's some things that you can do. If some, everybody's got the person in their office that comes in and they're going to sit down and talk for minutes and hours and complain about this and complain about that. Those guys are your distractors. They're not only are they not doing any good for you, they're killing your time. So really sit down and just really figure out what are your time wasters. Okay. And then the other problem you've got is then you've got stuff that aren't time wasters that need to be done. And then that's where we call the outsource. What can I outsource? Okay. We're talking like, even cleaning your house. I mean, is it not worth paying someone to clean your house so you can spend that extra 2 or 3 hours out prospecting? Would you make more money doing that? So those are kind of some things that you gotta think about. Okay. And then extremely important, I'm going to go into it now. I've got a slide on it later, but number one, power hour. Okay. If you guys get nothing else out of today's class, but your power hour, also known as time blocking, jam sessions, some people refer to them as, but you need an active time every day that you are at your desk, your phone is on, you've got a sign on your door, do not disturb. And power hour, I really mean, it really should be minimum an hour. Okay. If you're busy, you got a ton of stuff going on, you need to be doing an hour. You're starting out, you got one client or no clients, 3-4 hours a day. And this power hour is time to build your business. This isn't preparation time. This isn't time to be searching the web for videos or ideas, social media posts. It's not even time to be posting. This is time that you're actually on the phone connecting with people. And we'll talk about what you can do during that time. Now, I call this diarrhea time. Anybody want to guess why I call it diarrhea time? Eden, you know, because you've heard my story a million times. But anybody else want to guess why? Why do I call power hour diarrhea time? Somebody's got to guess. Can't move on.
What do you do when you have diarrhea?
You get a crap ton done.
I love it. Okay, so here's the challenge. Okay, to me, your power hour, your marketing time, your prospecting time, your building your business time, all the same thing, is the most important thing that you can do. Okay, think about it. If you do your prospecting time consistently, regularly, okay, you're going to have clients, you're going to have business. All right. If you don't do your prospecting time, what's going to happen? You're not going to have business. Okay. We call it the one thing. Now, so many times we get to the end of the day, we spent the day reactive. We answered phone calls, we responded to emails, we did whatever, and then we get to the end of the day and like, oh, I didn't get to my power hour. Dang it. I'll get to it tomorrow. And then tomorrow, same thing happens. You show up, you're all reactive and you don't do it. Okay. Reason I call it diarrhea time is at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. If you get hit with diarrhea, are you going to still answer those emails or, you know what, chat with your coworker? Are you going to do anything other than, what are you going to do when diarrhea hits? You're going to go take care of business. Okay. There is no reason you're not going to take care of that business. And so that's why I call that power hour. It's so important. So again, if you get nothing else out of today's class, schedule at least an hour a day. And that's your growth time. That's your building your business time. There's an office in Provo, there's a real estate office. And if you look at their average deals per agent closed, they are consistently one of the top in the entire state. We're talking out of over 2,000 brokerages. They're in that top 5. Okay. Every morning, 8:30 to 11:30, they are required to be in their office, doors shut, and they are prospecting. They are building their business. All right. If you want to interrupt them, you must have a $100 bill in your hand. These guys have learned the importance of that power hour. Now they do a power 3 hours every day, but it makes them successful. So Eden, you asked the question and then I went on a rant there. So
What was my question?
yeah, just how do you do all the stuff? But
oh, right.
yeah, but the key is you've got to know what the key things are that you need to do every day. And that's part of planning and organizing. And then you've got to understand what's sucking your time. Another thought is write down everything you do for like a 2-week period. Write down what you do, what time you started, what time you ended. And you're going to be amazed if you do this at the end of each day. You're like, oh my gosh, did I really only get like 30 minutes worth of productivity today? Did I only do 2 hours out of 8 hours? And so that's another secret if you want to really learn how to be very productive. So,
James,
okay.
I think we need to give a word.
Yep, I was just going to do that. It's going to be HVA. First word today is going to be HVA. That's your high value activity. And since I've gone so far into this, I need to give the second word also, and that's going to be LVA. Okay, so first word is HVA, second word is going to be LVA. All right. Okay, we're running out of time quickly. This is fun. Okay, I'm going to skip a couple slides here. All right. Okay, I've got a success formula here. All right. This is called FRC. Okay, your F stands for frequency, your R stands for reach, and your C stands for credibility. So anytime someone comes to me and they're like, you know what, the market sucks, there's not enough inventory, I'm just not seeing success, I'm like, stop right there. Okay. I'm going to be like, okay, here's the market. Okay. Here's how many homes are being sold and bought and whatever every month. Okay. The reality is I take my little pinky and I point a little pinprint. That represents how much business you can physically take care of. Okay. 4,000 homes buy and sell every month on average in Utah. Okay. As an agent, can you do 4,000? Not even close. So it doesn't matter if rates are high, no inventory, whatever, there's still way more homes being sold than you can handle. And so what I tell people is the problem is somewhere in these three words, okay? Your credibility, okay? How well you come across. Do people see you as the expert? Okay? There's a saying that I love it. It goes, you know, is your lack of business because people know what you do? Sorry, is your lack of business because people don't know what you do? Or is it because they know what you do? Meaning, are you not considered an expert? Are you not a professional? That kind of stuff. Okay, so credibility is huge. All right. And I'm going to talk in a future slide about how to build some credibility. Okay, the second part is your reach. Okay, reach is how many people know you. They know that you do real estate. So when they're thinking real estate, hey, I'm going to buy or sell, you've got to be that first person. The NAR, National Association of Realtors, they did a study a while back, okay? And what they studied was how many clients went with the first agent they talked to, okay? Somebody either in the chat or unmute yourself, and how many home buyers and sellers, what percent go with the first agent they speak with? What would you guys guess?
%75%.
Okay, awesome. Really good. Really good. 65 to 75% go with the first agent they talk with. Right? That's actually pretty accurate, Kent. Okay. Now, how many home buyers and sellers go with the second person they talk to? About 85%. So what does this tell you? Okay. It tells you you need to really be the first person they're talking to. And at worst, you need to be the second person. All right. Now, when I do my trainings, I don't do trainings on scripts. I don't do trainings really on how to handle various questions or anything. All my training is on how to be that first person in, because I think you're going to get a lot further if you're that first phone call. And that's where you spend your time, your effort, your focus, versus trying to just, hey, you finally get someone and you've got every trick in the book to keep them on the line kind of thing. All right. So that reach is huge. You want to be the first person. And then it comes down to frequency. All right. What do I mean by frequency? I don't get
you're in front of their face.
Yeah. Yes. How often you're going to be in front of them. Okay. So my cousin, I'm sitting at a family reunion, and my cousin's sitting over talking with a couple other relatives, talking about what? The new house they just bought. Okay. Guess what? This was the first time I am hearing about it. And so after she's done, I just bring her aside and say, hey, you forget I do real estate? And guess what she said? Oh, I am so sorry. I forgot you're in the real estate world. Okay. Whose fault is that? Is that hers or mine? Mine, right? That's 100% my fault. Okay. So keep that in mind as we kind of go through this. All right. Okay. Anybody have any questions, comments, or thoughts on that before I move on to the next slide?
Colette's asking, how often? That's kind of a good question. How often do you try to be in front of people?
Yes, yes. Okay.
And
Actually, before I answer that, I want to, let me jump into what we call the introductory stage. And then you have the maintenance stage. All right. So this is important, everyone. So write this down. You have the introductory stage and then you have the maintenance stage. And where I see agents make mistakes all the time is they skip one of the stages. All right. So for instance, the introductory stage is where you're sending out a little letter, you're sending out something that just says, hey, just letting you know I'm worth XYZ mortgage, a real estate company. If you're ever thinking about buying or selling, please contact me. And then you want to reach out to them. Okay, it's connect. It's personally connect with them. We use the acronym FORD, F-O-R-D, which stands for what? Family, Occupation, Recreation, and Dreams. Call them up, get them on the phone, pop by. You got to connect with them. This is all part of the introductory stage. So introductory means to connect with them. All right. I see so many agents and I get postcards all the time. I get Facebooks, I get emails, I get text messages, but they've never connected with me. Okay. With as many agents that there are out there, you can't just rely on postcards to do your business. Okay. It's about connecting with them. Okay. We have 2 ears, we have 1 mouth. We need to use those accordingly. So when we're talking and connecting with them, make sure that we are connecting with them. Okay. You're listening twice as much as you're talking. Okay. So that's really the introductory stage. And that's just letting people know that you do real estate. Then you go into the maintenance stage. And this is really, Colette, this is a master question. This is an amazing question. How often should you stay in touch with them? Now, the reality is you can stay in too much and there's not enough, right? Okay. You have an insurance agent or whatever that's constantly harassing you, calling you, hey, got anybody for me? Got anybody for me? That gets super annoying. But if you go too far apart, they forget who you are. So before I answer that question, I'd love to hear some of your thoughts. What do you guys think is the perfect frequency to stay in touch with someone?
I don't know if this is the best way, but I send something out once per month.
I love it. Okay. And that's a great way to do it. There's a company called Sensations. There's hundreds of companies, but they'll send out, that you put the database in, you can set it and forget it. And you can send that out on a monthly basis. You can email a newsletter, stuff like that. Let me go through some of those things that I recommend strongly that you do to stay in touch. Okay. Number 1, you help someone buy or sell a home. They go into your calendar, and every year on the anniversary, from now till you quit real estate, you're giving them a call. Okay, hey, it's been a year, checking in. How are things going? Okay, any questions? Anything I can help you with? All right. And then the second year, hey, it's been 2 years, all that fun stuff. Okay. The next part, so the story, there's a broker here in Utah County that I work with, and he tells a story how he's out on tour, and there's a few of them in the car, and they come around the corner, and gets that hit, his heart sinks kind of thing, because guess what he sees when he comes around the corner? He sees the sign in the house. The sign is someone else's name, but guess whose house it is? Someone that he had helped buy 2 years ago. Okay. He had not stayed in contact with them. And again, that's on him for not staying in contact with them. Okay. So step number 1, make sure any anniversaries that goes into your calendar, you set a yearly reminder and you're following up with them. Okay. Number 2, you help someone buy or sell a home, keep a copy of the settlement statements. Okay. And the easiest thing to do is put their address, put them in an envelope, have a little form letter, and then every January of the following year, you mail that to your clients. Okay. Hey, kept a copy of these settlement statements, tax season's upon us. Thought you might want these in case anything is tax deductible. Okay. Super easy way to stay in touch with them. All right. February, I strongly recommend some kind of a little customer appreciation event, something to get in front of all of your database. Now, why do I say February, guys and gals?
Valentine.
Okay, Valentine's, but I'm also referring to the market. When does the market heat up every year?
In the spring.
Yep. February, end of February, March. It's funny, every year, January and February, I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get another deal. My business is going to pot. And then sure enough, March hits, and then I'm just holding on for dear life through December, through Christmas. Okay. And then January, it slows down again. So have some type of event, some way to just do a get to know, remind people that you are doing real estate. All right. Okay. I do love the idea of quarterly events, some kind of, whether it's a movie in the park, in the pool, rent a pool out, movie theater, whatever, just a way every quarter that you can reach out and say, hey, I've got this event coming up. Love to have you come if you can make it. I don't care if people come to the event or not. It's just a reason for me to reach out and say, hey, I've got this coming. Okay. As Doug mentioned, a monthly something is fabulous, whether it's a monthly newsletter, send them a recipe card. I don't care what it is. All we're doing is we're just staying in touch with them. But again, don't go into the maintenance stage until you've introduced and you've connected with them. All right. Case, other things. All right. Now, another way to stay in touch with people is there are 26 letters in the alphabet. There's 52 weeks in the year. Alphabetize your database. And then by A's, B's, C's, and D's, week 1, you're going to call the A's. Just reach out. Hey, just checking in with you. Okay. Next week, call the B's, and you just do that. That's a simple way to stay in contact with your database twice a year. It's just a simple phone call. Okay. Another thing to do is birthdays. Okay. This is something that we all fall short on. And I do not recommend just a little Facebook post, hey, happy birthday, or people have CRMs that send out the automatic birthdays. Now, this comes from me. I have a pet peeve with this. Every year on my birthday, my insurance company, I get an email, an automated one line, hey, it's your birthday, happy birthday, just want to remember you. Okay. I know darn well that my insurance agent doesn't even know it's my birthday. Okay. All I'm getting is another stupid email that I've got to go and delete. Okay. But if they had a little phone call, a little something, then that means something to me. Also on Facebook, guess what, guys? I get over 100 birthday wishes, not bragging or anything, but I get over 100 birthday wishes on my birthday. Okay. Does that mean anything? Any one person? If that's all you're doing? What we're trying to do is we're using their birthday to stay in touch with them. Okay. We want to be genuine, of course, but we also want to promote ourselves in a way that they don't know that we're promoting ourselves. Okay. All right. What are some other things that you guys have to stay in touch?
We do house anniversary cards.
Say that first word again.
We do house anniversary, like anniversary.
Good.
But we do personal ones, so they're actually handwritten.
I love it. I love it. Okay, good. What else?
Cards, and I also do calendars for the year.
I think she said calendars.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Calendars. Again, your Sensations does stuff like that. There's other ones that they'll send out those monthly calendars. They got the little magnet on the back. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do.
Michelle, this football schedule thing, is that just for their high school football schedule?
I do one that has BYU, Utah State, and the University of Utah on it, and it has all three of their schedules. So I didn't do it last year, obviously, but it has all three of their schedules on there, and they can just put it on their fridge because everyone in the state is a fan of one of those three teams, and they're going to keep that up there. And it just tells them what time the game is on and what day, and then it has my picture on it. So
That's cool.
Okay, this is brilliant. Okay, so let's talk about magnet marketing. Okay, there's a lot of things that you can do with it. So the football schedules in the fall, brilliant. Okay, jazz, October. Okay, dishwasher. You guys ever thought about this one? How do you know if your dishwasher is clean or the dishes are clean or dirty? Print out a magnet that they can flip over. Then one says clean, one says dirty, and then your picture's on either side. Okay. Another really good one to have is measurement conversions, things that'll go in the kitchen that they'll want to put on their fridge and keep there. But hey, a pint equals 4 cups, 4 pints to a quart, 4 quarts to a gallon, whatever. I don't even know what those are. I'm just throwing out numbers, but you get one of those, just Google it. I mean, there's hundreds of companies that do this kind of stuff, but if you can get that consistently, that's really the secret. So, okay, did I kill that one? Did I answer that one enough? Lot of things that you can do. Okay, it's 10:45. We are almost out of time, so I'm going to just jump around. I want to talk about building your database. And that, guys, might be, no. I'm going to talk about becoming perceived as the expert. And then we're going to talk about building your database. And then we're going to be done for today. Okay.
James, can we do our third word as expert?
Yes. Third word is expert. Third word is expert. And in 5 minutes, we're going to give you the last word and get you out of here. Okay. Now, let me throw some things out here really fast. Okay. Become perceived as the expert. As a real estate agent, I think every agent should have an IDX compatible website. What do I mean by that? IDX means you're merged, you're linked with the MLS and your website. People can go to your website to search every house that's available. Guys, this is an absolute must for an agent. Okay, guess what? If you don't have a website that they're going to, guess where they're going? They're going to utahrealestate.com, they're going to Zillow.com, or they're going to some other agent's website, Truly or whatever, okay? What's the problem when they go to Zillow.com? Okay, is that your picture showing up? And I've had agents lose clients because the client was out on Zillow's website, called the agent showing up, and then that agent snagged the client. So get an IDX website. If you don't have one, proagentwebsites.com is who I recommend. Proagentwebsites.com. I have no affiliation with them. I get nothing from this. It's just they're really good, and I've been impressed with them. So get that today if you don't have it. Okay. Next, I talked about social media. It's a double-edged sword. I think as real estate professionals, you should be posting minimum 1 time a week. Probably 3 to 5 would be best. All right. You can definitely post daily, but I worry about the time that it takes, especially in this market. Millennials are, how do they go search it? Okay. And you have content on your Facebook business page, your Instagram, they're looking for that information. All right. If you post in your personal feed, follow the 80-20 rule, meaning no more than 20% are business related, and then 80% are personal. And I think the agents do it best. Hey, here, this home's listed for sale. I don't think that's good. But if you can be like, hey, I was out looking at this home and we had these problems, just some information to learn that kind of stuff. Okay. Then the last thing I want you to do is, websites, social media, YouTube. I would start a YouTube channel or post blogs, but every week, come up with a tip of the week, realtor moment of the week. Okay. 10 ways to sell your home faster. 5 things that buyers should know before they start looking for a home. All you got to do is Google this and you can come up with hundreds of ideas. But if you can do an information post every week, and then people look at your website, they see it on your Facebook, your social media, you're going to start building instant credibility there. Okay. All right.
James, can I say a quick question, comment on that?
Please.
So for me, getting content is always a struggle. And one of the things I've been doing recently that's really helpful is I just kind of make sure I'm on all of the real estate, just the agent pages on Facebook, because the questions they ask is because their client has asked them that question. So I see some question on there and like 16 great agents answer it. So then I just make a blog post and say, like, here's the answers to this question. And that's just like, it's basically written for me.
Yes, guys, this is brilliant. Thank you, Michelle. Absolutely. And you come across as the expert. Hey, this question came up. Here's what you should do in this situation. People are going to remember that because people buy on average one home every 3 to 7 years. So you have a high chance when they see your post that they're not in the market, but they keep seeing that. Again, you want to be the first person that they talk about. Okay. I have 1 minute remaining today. I want to talk about building your list. The first thing everybody needs is a database. Okay, what's the best database out there, everybody? What's the absolute best database?
Are you looking for a brand or a?
What do you think?
SOI.
Okay. It's kind of a trick question. I'm going to say it's the database that you're going to use. Okay. Now, your database has to be electronic. I've talked to too many people. Yeah, I've got contacts in my phone. I've got them in my Gmail. I've got my wedding registry. You need one place that you keep all your stuff. Now, a cheap site, realtyjuggler.com, will do all that for you. 10, 15 bucks a month, something like that. Okay. You want to have everything in there. You want to go through, pretend you're getting married. Guys, as I've trained people, real estate agents, I always ask, how many of you have databases? It's about 15% have an actual database. Had one agent, should I write down my past clients? Yes, absolutely. Your past clients, you know, when you hit that 5-year mark, especially that 10-year mark, you're going to see your business quadruple because your past clients is really going to become the big driving force. But that's only if you have the database. Okay. Eden, I have touched on so little of today's slide. Would you mind emailing this database slide to everyone?
Sure.
And then Eden can be available just because I got on some side rants and I didn't really cover a lot of the material. So let's have that, Eden, if you'll be available to them with any questions that they have and kind of go deeper, and we'd love to help people out and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and give you the fourth word and get you out of here. And that's Eden. You have to spell it right. Eden with a Y. If you put an E on it, you will not get credit for today. I'm kidding, but yep. So Eden is the key word. And I've got to jump into my next meeting. So you guys have been fabulous. Eden, if you'll just finish this up. Thank you, everybody. And great questions and great participation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming. If anybody who wants to stay on, if you have any other questions that I might be able to answer, or you're free to leave either way. If there's anything I can do to help you, you can obviously email me. But I would love to help you any way I can. And I'm happy to be a follow-up for you if you need a follow-up or check in and say, you know, how's your database coming? How have you been doing on your diarrhea time? Whatever you need from me.
Thank you.
Great day, you guys.